Learning-oriented assessment, or LOA, is a big idea that would take much more than 3 minutes to explain. But here I'd like to present some of the key elements and how they join up to impact on teaching and learning in the classroom. So what do we mean when we talk about LOA? It's the levels of the Common European Framework that provide us with the vital frame of reference and inform our learning goals. In this short demonstration, I want to take you through each of the stages of the cycle to demonstrate the theoretical principles underpinning the concept. Our LOA cycle starts with the specification of learning objectives that might typically be mapped against the Common European Framework. Let's say, for example, you're teaching a class who's working towards A2 level. So you'll use the A2 level descriptors to draw up your learning objectives for your course or syllabus. The course or syllabus is then delivered into the classroom. A key element of the course is the task, a communicative activity which generates a purposeful language activity in the class. The teacher identifies a task designed to help learners to work towards one of the learning objectives that the learners have been working on in class. For example, the use of the past simple and present perfect. The learners carry out the task in class. The teacher observes and monitors the activity and the learner's performance, and those observations provide valuable evidence for further learning. So we need to capture them in an informal record of the learner's task performance and their achievements in the lesson. Then, based on these observations and informal records of performance, the teacher makes a decision about the next course of action, which may involve giving the learners feedback on their performance and their progress, but it could also mean modifying the immediate learning objectives to optimize learning outcomes for this task. The teacher then uses these classroom observations and informal records to inform the next task, and so the familiar pedagogical cycle continues. However, as well as the informal record collected during the activity, if the teacher were able to keep a more structured record after the lesson with information about the language and the activities covered in the lesson, the learner's performance, including the progress they may have made and the difficulties they may have encountered, this could feed into a more structured record, a record of their achievement. Capturing a comprehensive record of the learner's achievement could then be interpreted against the learning and course objectives, as well as CFR performance indicators, which means that in principle, it then becomes possible to monitor and evaluate the learner's performance by task, by lesson, by week, and throughout the period of the course, and may well conclude with a final external summative exam. But evaluating and monitoring learners' performance is dependent upon identifying systems, so that busy teachers can keep structured records and interpret evidence of the learner's performance, so that judgments can be made with recommendations and meaningful feedback given to the learner to promote learning. Please join us on Monday the 2nd of December when we'll be talking about one of the key themes in LOA, the notion of evidence, which we hope will give you food for thought when you return to the classroom.